Wrestling is to return to ITV in a sexier, flashier and more modern form. Big Daddy will be wearing his leotard back to front.
8% of men in Britain are obese, but their other bits are quite slim.
The contraceptive firm Durex have boasted they now have 90% of the condom market. Don't they realise that size doesn't matter?
Why are you filming in the shower?
This is the news.
New.
Hello and welcome to Up Your News on the day when Alan Lord, the escaped Strangeways riot leader, has been recaptured in Liverpool. The police found him easily. He was the one on top of the house throwing down the roof tiles. In the city, the stock exchange has relaxed its no trousers for women rule, but it will stay in place for men. Foreign Affairs, Yasser Arafat has presented a sculpture of the Last Supper to David Steele, who said, "Thank you very much, I'll put it with the others." Church of England vicars have been given pay rises to match middle management high flyers. It's bound to affect their clerical performance.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered together in the face... Excuse me. Hello? Yeah, right, straight away. Sorry, I've got a dash.
You got a what?
Well, they managed to fit me in for a service.
But I thought we'd booked you for a service.
No. It's my XR3i. It's a topical for clogged injectors.
How can a vicar afford an XR3i?
Well, I traded in.
What, with that dreadful old banger used to go round it?
No, the old cloisters. What a marvellous set of garages they make.
Look, you're not going anywhere. This is costing us 100 quid.
100 quid?
Yes.
You also haven't seen our new rate con. It's £300 for weddings and £250 if you pay by Mastercard, your genuflexible friend.
This is outrageous.
No, it's not outrageous at all. We're just trying to teach the church to be more like the outside world.
I thought it was supposed to be the other way round.
Good Lord, you're right. Yes, it's £250 for weddings and £300 if you pay by credit card.
Right, that's it, I'm going.
Oh, could you? Because after the car goes in, I've got a power lunch.
A power lunch?
Yeah, well, or Holy Communion, as my less thrusting colleagues still call it, and then I'm golfing with the Archbishop. Oh, no, could you take this for me? And if it's God, tell him I'm in a meeting.
A man who relentlessly phoned his local radio station with extremely boring phone calls has at last been cut off by BT and offered a job presenting daytime television. Here's Bonnie Vaughan.
There's been a great deal of speculation lately about the woeful state of the British film industry. In the last 10 years, you could probably count on one hand the blockbuster British hits that packed out theatres on both sides of the Atlantic. A Fish Called Wanda, actually backed by American money, springs to mind. So does A Room with a View. The word film implies a small, serious, artistic thing, whereas movie means big money. It spells commerciality. Hollywood, as we all know, makes movies, not films. The setting can be as uninspiring as the trunk of a broken-down car in Walla Walla, Washington, but add several $1 million and Ellen Barkin and Mel Gibson in the lead roles, and you've got a star vehicle, an instant hit. High concept and star power rule the box office. It's what audiences want. The British film industry would, of course, have great difficulty nurturing such a star system, both financially and artistically. Do you think Charles Dance or Mike Leigh would get a 3-picture deal with a British company? The concept doesn't exist here. So most of Britain's major talent will continue to defect to Hollywood in pursuit of commercial success, and those who resist will carry on, integrity intact, making noble little films on noble little budgets, resulting in works hardly worthy of cinematic exposure and better suited to the TV screen. For now, at least, movies belong to Hollywood.
Skeletons in the Cabinet. Kenneth Clark.
July the 27th, 1988. Kenneth Clark is made Secretary of State for Health. His first announcement...
I am firmly committed to the NHS.
August the 24th, 1988. Other ministers entreat with him to come back home from holiday to deal with the nurses' pay crisis. He refuses, but sends a message from his Spanish holiday home describing the nursing union's desperate walkout from talks as a mere stunt.
I am firmly committed to the NHS.
November 1988. Clark threatens to deduct £49 million from NHS funds if plans to charge for eye and dental tests are rejected.
I am firmly committed to the NHS.
December 1989. He writes to the teenage daughter of a striking NHS employee saying, ambulance men are...
Professional drivers, a worthwhile job, but not an exceptional one.
I am firmly committed to the NHS.
Responding to public outrage over their chairman's £90,000 pay rise, BT are letting their customers decide. They say, if you think he deserves the money, phone this number for yes and this number for no. Calls charged at the new cheap rate of £38 per minute. The Governor of the Bank of England has attacked the public's I want it now attitude to spending. How could you persuade the British to stash their cash?
Yes, it's time for Don't Spend a Penny, and your thrifty host tonight is Robin Lee Pemberton, the groovy Governor of the Bank of England.
Hi, and welcome to Don't Spend a Penny, but...
Put it in a building society and let it gather interest.
That's right, thrifty folk. And on the conveyor belt tonight is... a conveyor belt, because on this show we don't spend any money on prizes, we...
Put it in a building society and let it gather interest.
Hey, but less of this crazy banter. Our first contestant tonight is Carol. Carol, you look like a thrifty sort of person. Now, tell me, how do you feel about not winning a holiday to Greece?
Oh, great. I always wanted not to win a holiday because then I could stay at home and save.
OK, Carol, right. Answer this simple question incorrectly, and that 2 weeks away is not yours.
Oh, super.
Carol, right now, how does compound interest work?
No idea.
Well, that's you and a million other people who borrow money and have no idea if they can afford the repayments. So, Carol, tonight, you are going home with nothing.
Oh, fantastic!
Except this super old mattress in which you can hoard your money.
Oh, lovely!
Wonderful, Carol. Thank you very much. And remember, folks, goodbye and stay thrifty.
Thank you. Bye.
6 guitars and lutes used by Julian Bream have been sold to a musician with 24 arms. And here's Helen Fielding with the answer to the question that's on every girl's lips.
These days, many Tory MPs are actually looking quite normal. In fact, some of them are verging on being physically attractive. There are girls who are asking, how would it be to date one of those MPs? Well, there can be pitfalls. Here's a quick guide to the do's and don'ts. Your Tory MP date cooks you an intimate supper at his place. This behaviour is incorrect.
Steak? Are you out of your tiny mind? I'm not eating this poisoned, spongy-formed garbage.
And this is correct.
Fillet steak. How divine, darling. And crab to start. Delicious. I do love a food scare, don't you? Such an aphrodisiac.
Your first breakfast together at your place. This is inappropriate.
A £500 poll tax demand. Well, if they think I'm paying that, they've got another thing coming.
And this is rather better.
At last, my poll tax bill. Only £500. Excellent value. Must send a cheque off straight away. More kedgeree, darling? Or do you want to play SS Colonel and the Orphan Girl again?
Sooner or later, you will run into your MP date's wife at a social event. This is an obviously bad way to behave.
Oh my God. Hello. Yes, Rupert and I are just friends. I mean colleagues.
And this is rather more subtle.
Mrs. Gillies Pratt, how nice to meet you. You must be Rupert's mother.
Nazi art treasures stolen at the end of the war have turned up in a hardware store in Texas. The House of Lords has voted to leave them there. Sir Alistair Burnett is worried that the tiny regional ITV stations who run ITN are undermining the serious stature of commercial TV news. Could that be true?
Hi, I'm Davinia Lovely.
And I'm Greg Smooth.
And this is News Time, bringing you all the top international news stories from around the whole world.
And the headlines tonight. In the television southwest region, farmer MacDonald Poldark's prize goat has a bit of a sore neck.
In the Grampian region, bad weather forced the postponement of a pro-celebrity tossing the caber competition.
Politics. Ah, good. In the border area today, the Barrow Town Clerk's pussycat gave birth to some nice little kittens. Heartwarming.
But I've just heard that we've got a report on that postponed pro-celebrity tossing the caber competition.
So, I understand that due to adverse weather conditions, the big competition is off.
Aye, but that's the way it goes, you know. You have to be philosophical about these things.
So, there we have it. Chris Raincoat with another News Time scoop.
And finally, one of our humorous little stories to finish. Serious rioting has broken out in Sri Lanka.
That's it for today, so good night, and remember, look after yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now let's take a look at some pictures from today's papers. In The Independent, British Rail have marked the site of its abandoned high-speed rail terminal with a statue of Cecil Parkinson. And in the Daily Mail, there's confirmation of royal doctor's concern about the Duchess of York's bad breath. A survey into British eating habits has discovered that meal times in the average British home are not a pretty sight.
Was that you, Twiggy?
Of course it is, you self-like sex machine. Here, have some crisps.
Ah,
Anything good on telly?
yeah, some cake.
Oh, magic. Anything happened while I was out, did it?
Yeah, I had 14 heart attacks today.
What, is that all? You must be losing weight. Here, eat these cakes, quick, eat 'em up. Here, you seen a doctor?
Nah.
Here's one, he asked me to see him about fatty foods.
Well?
Yeah, the bastard didn't have any. Complete waste of time. He told me I was obese.
Obese? Don't go for that. I thought you was getting anorexic. You've been off your cakes lately.
Ah, shut up. Oh, what's for dinner?
I've got a couple of buckets of lard.
Here, no, you can't have that now.
Why not?
Well, it will spoil your appetite for what I bought, for the snack I bought you. The doctor said we should try eating natural foods. So I got this.
Yeah, what is it?
Shellfish.
Oh.
And finally, the air conditioning in the Scottish Whisky Centre is being impregnated with chemicals to simulate the aroma of the Highlands, and Scotch whisky to simulate the aroma of Glasgow. Mensa has asked its members to support a campaign to move a highly intelligent dolphin from Morecambe to a Bermuda rehabilitation centre. It has to be done in 2 moves without the mammal being touched. I don't understand, if it was such an intelligent dolphin, why it was living in Morecambe in the first place. Good night.
Did you read that Playboy chief Victor Lowndes has been ordered by Westminster Council to strip the gold leaf from the railings outside his home?
Yeah, they wanted to see what they looked like with nothing on.
Oh.